want to take you back to the first time I took a pregnancy test. I was 19 years old, and I went to a women's clinic in my hometown. Walked through the doors and into a clinic and asked for my pregnancy test, knowing already that I was pregnant. The test did come back positive, and on the spot, I made an appointment for 2 weeks later to have an abortion. After leaving the clinic, I contacted the father of the baby, who assured me that we were doing the right thing, that this was not a good time for us to be having a child, not for his goals, my goals, or our goals together, that this was the very best thing that we could do. 2 weeks after I made that appointment, I walked into that building. I remember the yellow brick on the outside and the words on the side of the building that said Women's Center. I walked through those doors and took the elevator to the 3rd floor and signed in. I waited for them to call my name on a little green, cold chair, and when they called me back for my interview, they did their mandatory counseling session, which were simply these sentences. Have you ever considered adoption? Do you think you could parent this child? Well, we're ready for you now to have your abortion. I changed into a gown and again sat in another waiting area with several other girls for their abortions. It was about 15 minutes from the time the procedure began until it was over, and I left shattered. I left heartbroken. I was told that it was as if this never happened. There were no medical concerns, that I could just go on with my life. I didn't have to tell anyone, not even a doctor, because it was complete and it was successful. It would not affect me in any way. They were wrong on so many levels. It affected me physically. I did have problems with my subsequent pregnancies, and it affected me emotionally. I put up this wall almost as if I was in a suit of armor. And when I started dealing with my abortion and the pain of it, it was as if I could just shed this whole suit of armor, and I could feel things that I didn't allow myself to feel. The scriptures say Jesus wept. That was the turning point in my healing, where I could have a relationship with a Savior who would allow himself to grieve, gave me permission to grieve my loss, knowing that he was with me and he was grieving with me, allowed me the freedom to grieve this loss. Had there been a place like Choices, where I could have gone and received encouragement, or a place that I could have gone and spoken to someone, to emptied out my fears and my insecurities, I may not have made the same decision. But we kept this our secret, just me and him. And that kept me closed off to receiving any kind of support that I really needed. Choices is a great place on so many levels, but what you'll really find there is hope.